Qatar. The biggest funder of terrorism in the world, the biggest funder of terrorism in the United States, the biggest funder of Islamism in our colleges and universities in K through 12, the biggest funder of these front groups that talk about overthrowing the United States, a principal involved in KSM's protection as he organized 9/11, and they helped him escape from our FBI, a backer of the Taliban when we had troops in Afghanistan. We've already agreed that we will use the full force of the United States military, every corner of it, every aspect of it, every service, in defense of Qatar. A brutal, monarchical, inbred dictatorship. And now it appears we gave them even more, something we've never given any other country. It's enough that we gave them our military. We haven't done that with any other country either, just NATO, and that's a treaty, but not any single country. And the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, was with the Qatari Minister of Defense today at the Pentagon. Looked like a love fest to me, Mr. Producer. They were very tight. The patting on the head of the Qatari Emirate was constant. The thanks were constant. Here we have a predator that funded Hamas. And then we appreciate the fact that they were a mediator in forcing Hamas to do X, Y, and Z. I've never seen anything like this in my life. The only thing Qatar has is money. Money, which it spreads around, Democrat, Republican, all over our government, all over the people, the grifters who hang around our government, the special interests, the lobbyists, the law firms. But we've done something I've never seen before. Extraordinary. I'll let the Secretary of War explain. Cut 3, go.
And I'm also proud that today we're signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho.
I'll stop right there. I said, what? We're building the Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Base in Idaho? Say what? So the Qataris have a base in the United States? For whatever the reason. They have a base in Idaho? We're building it? They're going to pay for it, no doubt, but we're building it? Go ahead.
Host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots to enhance our combined training, increase lethality, interoperability. It's just another example of our partnership.
It's just another example of our partnership. Why are we training them on F-15s? Who are they fighting? And did in turn we get an apology for 9/11? The Israelis get an apology for October 7? Did they agree to swear off terrorism with the Muslim Brotherhood, among others? Did they? I'm not aware of it. That hasn't been announced. I have to admit, America, I am stunned, absolutely stunned by this. In my humble opinion, just one man's opinion, was bad enough that we committed the entire United States military to Qatar's defense in an executive order, which of course won't hold up against scrutiny. You need a treaty to do that, but still. Folks, I have a question for you. Do you believe America's best days are still ahead? With the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence coming up in less than a year, my friends at the Heritage Foundation are taking stock of the current situation, and they need your input. They've launched a survey on America's future to gauge how Americans feel right now about where we are as a nation and where we're headed in the next 250 years. You know, for decades, your American values have been under attack, but now, with President Trump's administration in office, we have an opportunity opportunity to turn the tide and usher in a new golden age for America. But the Heritage Foundation needs to hear from you. What policies do patriots like you most care about? What do you believe are the defining principles of America? What legacy do you believe we should pass on to the next generation? Please visit heritage.org/Levin today and share your feedback and help shape the future of America. That's heritage.org/LEVIN. Paid for by the Heritage Foundation. And now, let's start at the top because your ears are not lying to you. Let's start at the top. Cut 3, go.
And I'm also proud that today we're signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho.
Here you go, right? In the heart of America. Wow. One of the worst Islamist terrorist states on the face of the earth. That plays both sides. I've talked about this many times. They buy companies, they buy sporting clubs, they do all these things necessary to appear very Western, while they plot the destruction of the West, including our country. I mean, really? You can test this yourself, folks. Go online, look at these fantastic organizations that track the money, track the terrorist activities. You'll see Qatar's imprint everywhere. Its DNA is everywhere, especially in our country. Go ahead.
Location will be host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots to enhance our combined training, increase lethality.
So we're going to train them. The best pilots on the face of the earth, our pilots, are going to train their pilots on F-15s that they got from us. Go ahead.
It's just another example of our partnership. And I hope you know, Your Excellency, that you can count on us.
Count on us to do what? Count on us to do what? I asked the 9/11 families, KSM, if he'd been stopped, Louis Freeh, former FBI director, said if he had been stopped, it was unlikely 9/11 would have happened. They paid him. They allowed him to plot in an apartment they put aside for him, a fake job they created for him. The FBI went into that apartment to get him after giving the Qatari royal family the heads up that they were coming to get him. Of course, we don't want to violate their sovereignty. And they helped him escape. He cut off Daniel Pearl's head. He did. And he unleashed 9/11. And now, according to the Secretary of War, we're going to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho for the Qataris. So we can teach them on our F-15s with our great pilots on how to fly those planes. Go ahead.
Midnight hammer in those moments when we needed support in the region. The Qatar was there without a doubt, without a blink. And that has
I don't even know what that means. I remember Midnight Hammer. Did Qatar play some fantastic role? I believe they'd allowed us to use their airspace. They didn't really have any choice, did they? I'll tell you what else I'm sick and tired of. Qatar is put on a pedestal, praise Qatar and Qatar and Qatar and Qatar. Saudi Arabia, which was smack in the middle of 9/11 and the slaughter of 3,000 of our citizens. Saudi Arabia, thank you, Saudi Arabia. Thank you, Qatar. Thank you, thank you, thank you all. But we had to pressure, Israel. Israel was recalcitrant. They just want war. They don't know when to stop. And that Netanyahu, he's the worst of the bunch, He actually wants to protect his people and his country. Go ahead.
Had the opportunity to see that firsthand operationally. I want to thank you. I want to thank your country for that, for hosting our troops, and it's wonderful to welcome you to the Pentagon.
Yes, thank you so much. What would we do without Qatar, ladies and gentlemen? What would we do without Qatar? They're so essential to everything we do. Now they have a base. And over at Axios, which hates Israel, has a self-hating Israeli by the name of Barak Ravid, who basically is a scribe for whichever administration is in power. This is not a big deal. No, it's not a big deal. The building is going to be overseen by the United States, the training overseen by the United States. Excuse me, this shouldn't be in the United States. I've never seen anything like this. And I guess the senators and congressmen are going to sit on their asses and just watch all this happen, right? Especially the Republicans. Probably half of them have been bought off, too.